My name is Tom Dahl, and I want to thank you for requesting more information on the number one way to relieve financial stress. You were just on our landing page, you requested the information, and it's on its way if it's not in your inbox already. What I would tell you is if you don't find our email in your inbox, please check your spam folder because that is an email from an autoresponder. Sometimes it just goes automatically into your spam. So you may need to go look there and collect it. But I hope you get that email. You are going to get it and that you take the time to read it. But I wanted to take the time personally to thank you for requesting it. But I also wanted to take the time to meet you so you can see who I am. You're getting an email from a guy. You don't know who it is. Well, it's me. My name is Thomas Dahl. I am 49 years old and I live in Plainfield, Illinois. And I am reaching out, trying to reach out to people in Illinois. It could be Michigan, Iowa, Missouri, Wisconsin, anywhere where I can get to people in some type of I'll say fairly short time distance. Going down to St. Louis is about a 6-hour drive, but outside of that, we can get to you no matter where you're at. And if you're in another state and you're looking at this, that's okay. I would still like to work with you. We would just want to find a group that is local to you that could help you out. Now you came today, you got on on the website and on the landing page, and we told you I was going to tell you the number one way to relieve financial stress. 78% of our country, of people that work, are living check to check. It's crazy. We're in the probably, if you would agree, we are in the most financially wealthy country in the world. There's really not a country. We have the most wealth pretty much out of any country in the world right here in the United States and in Canada. And yet our people, we live check to check. 90% of the people live on 10% of the wealth, and 10% of the people live on 90% of the wealth. It's kind of crazy, right? What does that 10% do that the rest of us don't do? Why are we living, check to check? And I'm going to tell you the number one way to relieve that stress, the number one way to get out of that rut, that cycle of living check to check. It's not to go out and get another job. It's interesting. If you ask people what their plan is for gaining wealth in their life, the top three answers are this. They're going to win the lottery. They're going to collect some type of inheritance, or they're going to be in an accident and survive and be able to get some kind of lawsuit and win that way. I'm just thinking, I don't know about you, but the chances of winning the lottery are like you have more chances to get hit by lightning standing in the same place 3 times in a row than you do of winning the lottery. And obviously somebody does win the lottery at time to time, but it's generally out of all the millions of people that play, there's only one, right? And I can tell you I don't have any kings or queens or rich relatives in my background that are going to leave me any kind of inheritance. And I'm actually a safety manager. I try to not get people hurt and not get into accidents. And I definitely don't want you thinking you were going to get in an accident and get some kind of money. But it's just funny that that is the way in America, right? The American dream, that's the way people believe they can get wealth. Otherwise, we're stuck in jobs we're stuck in debt and we see no end. We see no end in sight. And it's depressing. You can feel hopeless. You can feel like there's just no way out because our bills are more than we make each month. And I want to tell you, you're not alone feeling that way. I felt the same way, but you know what? I've changed. I've got a different outlook. I've gone from being in a position where I would never be able to retire, would have debt until I die, basically believing that my insurance policy would pay off enough of the debt so that my wife and children could survive, and never being able to retire, having to just work till I died, to now actually looking at a chance of early retirement in the next 5 to 7 years. And that is something that can be the same thing for you. It really can. But the number one way, and really the only way, is what I tell you in the letter. I'm just going to tell you right now. The only way to get out of that cycle of living check to check, to get out of debt, you have to be financially literate. Okay? We call that financial literacy. What does that mean? Most people don't know, and that's why we're in the problem that we're in. There's another piece called entrepreneurship, which I don't talk about in the letter, and that helps as well. But the number one thing to help you to get you out from the place where you're at, from living check to check, from being in debt that's over your head, it's called financial literacy. There are physical laws that we live with, right? The law of gravity is one I use to explain in the email. You drop an apple out of the tree, it's going to fall to the ground. It's a law of physics. It doesn't change. It's a fundamental and basic principle. Well, with finances, there are also fundamental and basic principles that you have to live by. You have to apply these principles. And if you don't, you lose. If you don't apply these principles, you live check to check. If you don't apply these principles, you don't have any savings account. If you don't apply these principles, you're not able to, take vacations. And I mean, all the bad things that we live with that are associated with money, it's because we don't apply those financial principles. Well, what are they? Well, there are quite a few of them actually, and that's what we would want to be able to get with you and teach you these things over time. But just to name a few, which are very common, at least very simple in my mind, you can't spend more than you make, right? The government does, and they get away with it, but we can't. If we spend more than we make, we don't have enough money to pay the bills, right? We're never gonna get out of debt. There's another principle. It's called pay yourself first. Whenever you get your check, you take 10 or 15% of whatever you made and you put it in the bank for you. And we don't do it, and we don't have any bank account. We have no savings. Majority of people in the United States have no savings account. The majority of people they don't have $1,000 in a savings account for an emergency. Most people have less than those that have a savings account. The majority has less than $500 in savings because they don't pay themselves first. And we get ourselves into this cycle, into this trap of paying bills, paying our debts, and there is no money, we say, left over to pay ourselves. That's why you have to pay yourself first. Put that money aside, and whatever you have left to live on, that's what you have. Another one is don't listen to broke people, right? Don't take advice from broke people. If they don't know how to make money and they're losing all their money, that's not the financial advisor you want on your side, right? You want someone who's successful. You want someone who is living the way you want to live, someone who is financially in the place that you want to be. That is the person, or those are the persons that you need to associate with, and those are the persons that you need to listen to. And we offer that to you. We can teach you about financial literacy. We can offer you, a group of people that are successful, that are getting out of debt, that are not living check to check, that are becoming financially secure. And you can meet with these people regularly to have that support and to have that association and a group around you to keep you fired up and energized. I don't know if you've ever heard the term or not, I guess the phrase, you can't fly like an eagle. You can't soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by a flock of turkeys. And the bottom line is who we associate with really does affect what we do and what we believe we can do, or what we will try. But if you start associating with successful people, you start associating with people who are getting out of debt, you start associating with people who are applying these financial principles because they understand financial literacy, you're going to start changing your life. And what I have found since I've started this, it's really not about the money. And I thought you're maybe thinking, you're crazy, dude. It's about the money. And in my mind, it was too, right? We need more money. And it's not the idea of money, it's what the money provides. It's the time to be with our family, it's the ability to do the things that we want to do and not to be strapped down into debts where we're stressed out because we got to work multiple jobs and we can't make the ends meet and we run out of money before we run out of month. And I got to decide, do I take the kid for the doctor for this or not, or should we just write it out and see how the kid is? Am I able to buy all my groceries, or do I have to put groceries back? I mean, I've been in that same place, and I know you've probably been there too in some degree. And wherever you're at, whatever your financial situation is, we can help you if you give us the opportunity to help. But the financial literacy is extremely important. There is no other way to get out of debt, to get out of a cycle of living check to check, to get yourself to a place of financial security. And that's the reason most people are in the position they're in, because they are not financially literate. So you've got an email that's coming from me. I wanted you to see who I am. I should not be an intimidating person. I don't believe that I am. I am sincerely here to help you. I want you to contact me. I want you to contact me. I'm not going to bug you or bother you. My number is 779-227-5695. And I'll say it again. It's 779-227-5695. You can text me or you can call me. And all that information, including my email address, is on the email that I just sent you. I want you to contact me. Let's talk. Talking is free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I really want to find out where you're at, what you want, what your hopes are, and then what can we do to help you? Because if we can't help you, we'll go away. But I have not found an individual or a family yet who really wanted financial freedom, who really wanted to change their financial future that we weren't able to help. Doesn't matter where you think you're at or how bad you think things are. We can help things change, help you change things. We can help things get better, but you have to start. And what I found, the reason most people don't start, the number one reason is fear. That's one of the reasons I wanted to meet you, at least through this video. I'm not someone you should fear. I'm not a salesman. I can't give a guy a glass of water to drink in the desert. I can't sell anything, really. I can't. My number one fear is rejection. I hate being rejected. I don't want to get on a telephone with you and you tell me, sorry, Tom, I'm not interested in what you have to say. That's my fear, right? We're afraid. But I had to come to a place where I decided I am not going to let fear stand between me and my hopes and my dreams for myself and for my family. And I would like you to be in that same place. Don't let fear stand between you and your hopes and your dreams. Don't let fear keep you in the rut where you are, living the life you're living, feeling the stress that you're feeling, struggling with the struggles that you have. And there's no telling what those are. Don't let fear keep you in that place. The other reasons are skepticism, people being cynical. I understand that. I've been burned. I'm 49 years old. I've been burned multiple times. But I'm telling you, giving you my word, I'm originally from the South, and when I grew up, your word was your bond. I don't know what it means to people anymore, but with that in mind, my word is my bond. I give you my word. There's no scam. This is the real deal. I am really wanting to help you, and we can help you. And my giving you my word that this is nothing like you've ever seen. Whatever you think this might be, whatever experiences you've had in the past, wherever you're skeptical or cynical or nah, this guy's just trying to sell me something. I'm telling you, this is nothing like you've ever seen. And what I was saying earlier was, it's when I said it's not about the money, it's really more about how we think. Believe it or not, it's psychological. The money will follow, but it's getting yourself the place in your mind. And that's why it's important that you associate with the right people, read the right information, listen to the right information, because what you put in your head is what you're going to believe. But when you start changing the information you're putting in your head, what you're listening to, what you're receiving, when you start changing, you're going to change the way you start thinking about yourself, the way you believe about what you can and what you can't do. Henry Ford once said, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. And it's true. You're not stuck in somewhere you can't. You can't is not the rest of your life, which is where I thought I was. You can. You can. The question is whether or not you will. So I'm asking you to contact me. I want to come out and meet you. Again, talk about your hopes and your dreams, talk about your needs, what is it you want, and see if there's a way that we can help you. And if we can't, for some reason, we just can't, then we'll go on our way. But if we can, this is really an opportunity to change your life. And that's what I'm really so excited about. Maybe you've heard it from other people, maybe you've heard it in other videos or whatever, but you really can change your life. You just need to get around people that think the same way you do, that want to help you, that want to encourage you, that want to support you. And that's the type of group, that's the type of people I'm involved with, that we want to get you involved with. So use that telephone number, 779-227-5695. Text me, call me, get my email address, which is actually tldAhl68@gmail.com. Again, it's all in the email that I send you. Look in your spam folder if it's not there. But contact me and let's set up a time to come talk. It's free. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's no scam that you're going to get involved with. We'll just talk. And if you look at the information we have, because we got pictures, right? We're going to show you pictures, charts, and graphs, information. It's really going to, I hope it frees you up actually, because that's really what we want to do is bring people freedom. So many right now are in financial bondage. We want to bring people financial freedom, and that's what I want to bring to you. So I sincerely hope to hear from you. I am really grateful that you took the time to request the information. I'm grateful. I'm thanking you for taking the time to watch this video, because you know what? If you've sat through this whole video, you probably really want to change. And I'm just asking you to take the next step, reach out to me, contact me, and we're going to find a way to help you change your life for the better. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day, and honest to God, I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.